G'day, Steve here, Woodworking Masterclass. Welcome to the workshop. And this is just a little quick video on something that I've learned about the Tormek sharpening system. Now, I don't have a huge extensive range of carving chisels. I go from straight bits, 1mm, up to spoon carving chisels, V-tools, veining tools, and gouges of different descriptions from size 2s up to 9s and even as far as 11s. Up until now, what I've done is just sharpen them with slipstones. And as you can tell, these slipstones have seen better days. They're varying grits and varying hardness because I haven't been game to put them near a bench grinder, which in my opinion you shouldn't do unless you've got no alternative. I haven't been game to put it onto any sort of grinder really. I've just been keeping the edges with those honing stones. But that was up until a couple of days ago when I was fortunate enough for Phil Marcellus to come round from Promac, who imports the Tormek into Australia, and I had the honour of using the Tormek T8, the new one that's coming out shortly. But after, and that video will be released soon too, but after using that and watching experts use the Tormek for sharpening, I decided I'd come back and try a few things myself, and there's a surprising thing I found out how I can maintain my carving chisels. And for those of you who do read manuals and do watch DVDs, possibly it's not a surprise, but to me it was a real eye-opener because I don't get off on reading manuals and instructions. I like working it out myself. But I'd like to share with you what I found out and how I can look after my carving chisels using the Tormek. I bought an extra jig, which was this one here, which is an SVS-38 short tool jig. And what I discovered, up until now I've been using this machine basically with that. And that's to do my straight blades, whether it's chisels or planes. I do my primary bevel on this, and then I do a secondary bevel on a stone to what I want. But when I discovered what I could do with carving chisels, it just blew my mind. So I'd like to give you a demonstration of, I'll grab a couple of chisels here. I'll get that one and a real deep curve one. Okay, I've got two here. It's a 925mm and a 714mm. You can see they've both been used and there's a fair bit of wear on the backs of them, but they're matte. What I'd like to do is get a nice polish on the back, because if I can get it polished on the inside and the back, it's going to make it even sharper than they are. So this is what I discovered. You need that thing there, which generally sits there, and instead of setting it up for the grinding wheel, set it up for the leather wheel. Normally it's set up this way, with this for grinding blades, flat blades on here. But with this little jig that I just bought and discovered, I can use gouges by just placing it into the holder like that, nip this up. Now you just sight down here to this pin to get it central and then nip it up. The amount of blade hanging out really doesn't matter, because what we're going to do is adjust it on this bar here. Now this measures 220, so I've set the wheel diameter at 220 and I've set the degree needle to 20 degrees. Pop this on the jig and then just pull this support in or out until you get that right setting. And when this part of the pointer is level with the inside groove of the tool, you know that's now 20 degrees. And if I have a look at the tool, it's pretty close, that's pretty close to what I've got it set at. Now I've got a light here, and that just helps me so I can see what I'm doing as far as the honing goes. Got some honing paste. Now again, I haven't read the manual, so I don't know, but I find an easy way for putting the paste on, if you hold the tube under the bar like this, turn the machine on, and gently squeeze and just go from side to side. Go over the top if you like to spread it out evenly. And that gives me a good coating. Now this is the blade before I hone it, and you can tell it's sharp, but it's matte down there, it's not polished. Put it on the tool rest, and you just go from side to side and roll. That's the beauty of this jig, and roll the tool. As you can tell, there's not much pressure going on there, and it won't take very long at all. Get a piece of rag and wipe it off, and because I've been polishing on the back side, now I'm just going to put it over this shaped honing wheel just to clean up the inside if there's any burr or any dag there. And I doubt that would have been a minute, but if you have a look at that edge now, it is so polished on the inside and the outside. In fact, I'll grab a bit of timber and we'll give it a shot. This is Queensland walnut, and what I'll do is just go cross grain using this chisel. You can see that is so smooth, and this is high in silica, this timber, and clean. And that's with a polished blade. I'll do one more, only because I'm excited about buying new things and finding out how to make them work. This is a number 714. Again, if you look at that blade, you can tell it's been used, but I want to get it polished. Slide it into the jig, tighten it down, get that pin in the middle of the gouge itself, and that's really something you just do by eye. And again, get the little saddle or upperer, pop it on the wheel, put your jig over the wheel, and then reposition this tool rest bar, either in or out. In this case, it's got to go in until this lines up with the inside of your blade. Then you know you're set. That's most likely got enough compound on it, but I'll put a little bit more on. And here we go. Just rock it from side to side using the whole wheel. It won't take long at all. Clean it off. Look how shiny that is. So again, I'll just take the inside a little bit. And for my money, turn that off, that is a primo edge. Now sure, if you've got to reshape them, you can use this wheel, but I reckon you'll get a lot of hones before you have to go back to a stone, providing you're looking after your chisels and not dropping them, they're not getting rusty or they don't get chipped. But that was it. I just thought I'd share that with you. Now, there's nothing wrong, please, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with slipstones, there's nothing wrong with diamond stones. The techniques that you're using, if it's working for you, more power to you, keep on doing it. But if you do own a Tormek and you have got some carving chisels, that for me was a brilliant discovery that I made the other day. So this is Steve pulling the shed door down and saying, remember to keep it sharp, Tormek sharp, and keep it safe. And enjoy your woodwork. And I look forward to your company again in the shed soon. Bye for now.